Right, with the TV project now we're going to do the switches. So somehow we've got to get this here switch to operate through this front cover. Now I think probably the easiest way to do this is going to be to use the spindles that were already there, because they've got holes in, they're the right dimension. So I'm just going to cut that there, and see if that helps us out. This goes on the front somewhere around here, and then we've got these controls go through like that. And that forms the front of this TV. Now we need to get this to operate these switches behind. So the way we're going to do that is cut a slot in here which fits over this switch like that, and then bolt it through. So when you turn that, it turns the switch underneath. So let's cut a slot in there for that. Right, so around the edge here there was a seal, and it's old and broken, and we need another one because the glass sits in there, and then you clamp the glass to the seal, and it's the seal, the friction of the seal on the glass that holds it in. So I'm gonna have to, there's no way I could find a seal like that here, short notice. So what I'm going to try and do is make my own. Right, there we go, a new clear seal all the way around, glued in. Right, so we've got the front partially assembled. We've got to deal with these now. So if I just put that in there, you can see here our rotating spindle is there. And what we want to do is get that to operate the switch. So the question is, how are we going to do that? Use a bracket screwed on. Okay, so there we are. Mounted switches, one on each side. This is upside down, but you get the idea. So this one is just on and off. This one, however, is a push and let go to take the place of the push button on the computer. Okay, right. we've got this board which was from the front of the monitor that we took apart. Now one of the two switches that we're putting in the front of the TV is to turn the monitor on and off. So this was behind the control panel, and this switch here, which is a push to make, push to break, was the on off. So if we look at the back, there's 6 connections to the switch. The center ones are live all the time, and then in the off position it connects the middle 2 contacts to the top 2 contacts, and when I press the button it connects the middle contacts to the bottom contacts. Now there's no way of physically operating this switch. So with the control handles on the front, so what I intend to do is replace this switch with this relay, which I just happen to have lying around. 6-volt relay, and what that will do is these 6 contacts here take the place of those 6 contacts there. Alright, when you then energize it by connecting 6 volts to these 2, it operates as that switch would. So I'm extending that switch electronically to the front, and then we'll use that big switch on the front to turn on and off the monitor. I've modified this circuit board now, so I've got the relay which does the job of this 6-pronged 6 connection switch here. These all connect to those over there. I've taken the power supply for this relay from our USB, and it goes through this switch. So when I energize this switch, the relay clicks on and does exactly what that switch does when you press it in. Okay, let's do a circuit board test. So I've connected the modified circuit board to the monitor. I've got our switch which will eventually go up there when I mount it later on. But this is just the on-off switch for the monitor itself. I've plugged the power in. I've got a USB pack there just to power the relay. And I've extended the LED here, so we should get a green LED when we flick this on. So simulate turning the front. There we go. Green LED. That's moment of truth. Yeah. It's upside down, but it says no video input, but it's on and working. It's just a computer, like a normal desktop computer, just a smaller one. It's a mini ITX motherboard, onboard processor, no fan in it. It's all silent, and a solid state hard drive. It outputs in HDMI and a monitor, which is useful. So what we need to do is connect the monitor output to the TV, and we need to connect the leave the HDMI port so you can view it at the back, and also the network port as well. And we also need to use one of the USB ports for the infrared receiver, which is going to go here for to receive controls from my remote, which I've already programmed to work as a Windows Media Center remote. So I found the details for the front panel connector. and we want the two connections we want are the power button, which is the top one there, and power LED. So they're all in one row. Look. Here we go. It's a flashing. There's a flashing light. We don't want that, do we? Here we go. So this is the connections of the on-off switch. There we go. On. You can hear it beep. Right, so today we're going to do a test, full test of the new computer system. I've connected a keyboard and mouse because I think the BIOS battery was flat, so I replaced that. But the problem with that is I've got to reset it also. It needs keyboard and mouse to do all that, so I'll get on with that. I've connected in our switch. Test that works today as well. And we've got our two LEDs. So this one is for the monitor, and the orange one, as you saw, is for the computer. So they're both off at the moment. I'm just going to connect the power. Right, so let's have a look. This is the computer on off. So what we're looking for here is a flick on, and that orange light should light up. So let's have a look. Computer is on, and then this is just a normal turn on for the monitor. So we're looking for, right, I need to press F1. So what we're going to do is the monitor LED, we're going to put there. You can just see the green light behind the mesh on this side, and then the LED for the computer, we'll do the other side. That's our infrared transmitter, so we want that in the middle. So what we're going to do is just to super glue it in to start with, if we can, and then in the center, and then epoxy resin it in after. Right, so I'm just painting this like an old gold to match the front. This is the infrared receiver, but I've also just made some holders for the LEDs indicators. Right, that's giving it like a, I put some matte varnish on and it's crazed it, which looks quite cool. Hopefully it'll stay like that. So that's our infrared receiver, look. So that is going to be in. Right, we've got the case now on the bench. Got to repair this, just glue this seal back on there and there, clean out the inside, remove this and put a new base in there, get rid of all this nonsense. Alright, so this is fairly straightforward. I've just built these straps out of stainless, screw into the baseboard. I've clipped and tie wrapped all the cables up here and here. But what I'm going to do is this is where the power is going to come into it. I have one socket there. I'm going to split it off to the 2 power adapters. Right, so that's the power supply situation done. Got a socket, insulation, just fixed down, sturdy, and the back panel will come right there. You can see I've done epoxy on some of the connections just to stop them from going loose. So the next thing, we need the in-out block, which I've made. Okay, at the back I've made a new back panel. We're still using the old securing fixings that retain originality, I suppose. I stick that on. I found it inside, but it just looks cool. Looks like the back's a bit older than it is. This is the finished article. You can see the custom made IR holder. The controls operate the switches as we've seen. Needs a bit of a clean. And then if we look around in the back, I tidied everything up. We've got the mounted connection block, insulated mains, which I've just plugged in for this test. Computer all sorted. All cables now out the way, tied up, neatened up. Alright, let's give it a cheeky little test. So turn on the monitor and then activate the computer. Hopefully we should get boot screen, yep. Result. And then if we just follow the boot into Windows, then hopefully it should auto run the media center. There's no keyboard or mouse attached at this point, so there we go, and we're in. We are in. I just need to test the remote. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. As we go on, so let's see if we can watch channel 4. Yes. Nice. ITV2. So far, so good on the testing.
Sarah's off to see her namesake, to see if she's managed to jazz up the wonky old trolley.
Well, that's about as much as I can show you for copyright, but we know it works. However, if I go to TV, oh, by the way, the projector is not set up properly yet. I'm just doing this as a tester. So let's just see. Right, so that's channel 4. Let's see. It's on if it's a film, I'm going to get in trouble. So let's put. Ah. So there we go. So hopefully, if I do this, it turns the screen off. But it's still on the projector. Definitely a fix.